This week's semifinals felt like a big welcome back in a way that this summer's Olympics will have a hard time matching. There's a surprisingly small amount of Eurovision Song Contest in this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Sure, Finland's fan-favorite nu metal group did flash a sign that said, "Play Ya Ya Ding Dong." And there have been a few glancing references to the idea that last year's Netflix movie might have won the annual competition a few extra fans. But overall, this year's Eurovision has been devised and executed like a cultural institution that needed to come back. There's no small amount of hubris in insisting on holding the yearly in-person singing competition with certain areas of the world still very much dealing with a global health crisis. With those giant caveats, the lead up to today's final, streaming stateside on Peacock, shows why this continent-spanning contest has endured for so long, as well as plenty of reasons why it made sense for it to return in grand fashion. The songs are the draw, but few 2021 events so far have proven the value of a great crowd better than Eurovision. Last year's baseball playoffs and especially this year's Super Bowl had a low, hard cap on the amount of vicarious enjoyment to be had from a stadium filled with too many people. There's certainly a limit to the energy of the in-studio audience for American shows like The Masked Singer and Saturday Night Live, given the relative quality of what they have to respond to. Yet, for the thousands gathered for Tuesday's first night of semifinal performances, this was a Dutch crowd so primed that many cheered for presenter Chantal Janzen when she started giving a few sentences of the introduction in French. By the time the night got to the chorus of Croatia's entry, which was inexplicably robbed, by the way, it was obvious why everyone watching was bringing Olympic-level energy after every song. Variety had an overview this week with one of the Eurovision producers, addressing everything from the health screening process for this year's audience to the lingering political overtones surrounding some in this year's competition. The theme for this year is OpenUp, simple and obvious, but the entire production is trying to reflect that. The intros, with kitschy rooms placed smack in the middle of scattered Netherlands cities and towns, know exactly what kind of vibe to tap into before each performance. Those giant multi-colored beams of light bouncing off all of the walls also double as a very helpful flag study. There's also a big contrast between each of those openings, set in largely empty outdoor areas, and the sweeping capacity indoor crowd shots. Each switch between the two is like a before and after meme, with the live 2021 half a joyful chorus rather than a deflating punchline.